Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh to some of you and peace out to the rest of you. Again, hit the share button because the message is more important than the messenger. I've come to realize that one of the more popular and potent weapons of the sisterhood is how they police each other. I've stated before how it is that these ladies get attacked, even for just being honest. We've all talked about this before, but a lot of us have not really focused on that particular method of maintaining gynocentrism and gynocracy in the West, but in the black community specifically. Listen, what goes on oftentimes is this. If a lady simply is caught not being difficult enough, then she gets called all kinds of pick-me's and mammies. Let that be a lesson to us. You and I get ridiculed and belittled for not having enough women and enough attention from enough attractive women. We don't get encouraged to make things difficult for them. But why not? Nobody ever calls a man choosy as a compliment. Gentlemen, somebody put up a meme once. It was actually a cut from a scene of New Jack City in which he was taking over the Carter building and he marched one man out butt naked in front of everybody else. But the meme said, "What if simps were not safe?" And it got me to thinking. Let's start not necessarily with Johnson policing, but with simp policing. You see, where I live, people oftentimes want a private English teacher, and they want that private English teacher to teach for cheap. And the rate the standard rate, if a teacher decides to do this privately, is it's 40 US an hour. Now convert that into the local currency and then round it. But we will say roughly the equivalent of 40 US an hour. Of course, some of them say, "Oh, you don't have anything for free?" Now I'll let you in a little secret. We English professors and English teachers, we may resort to violence if we find out about somebody subverting our rates and it's a native speaker. Now, if this person learned English as a second language but became a teacher, we don't really police their fees so much. But if it's a native speaker, we police the fees and we may resort to violence. If not, we may resort to underhanded means to get such a professor fired. We've never had to do this, but this is understood. This is what we will do if that's what it takes. We'll get them kicked out of the country. We don't care. We're not going to be talked into giving discounts that go below 35 US an hour. Now, if you're going to trade something else in exchange, then fine, but we just don't accept that kind of price competition. An English teacher or professor that is caught doing such as a native speaker is not safe. Everyone knows this. With women, those who treat men like we're worth anything are not safe. And all the women know this. What if simps weren't safe? Not to include men, of course, who treat women nicely for treating them nicely. No, Richie Mack can spoil his girlfriend in Thailand according to these rules. Now, of course, as a Muslim, I'm pro-marriage. But let's say he married her, but not in front of the state. Okay, fair. Or hell, over there, even in front of the state. But then again, he would be the one that got the benefits and she would not. So maybe he didn't marry her for that reason. Nonetheless, let's say that Richie Mack treats his lady nicely, but look how she treats him. That's why. Now, let's say that you got someone and you know that this friend of yours, is tolerating mistreatment and upholding his wife like a queen. The usual stuff. Do you beat him? Well, I'm not going to tell you to do it. You probably wouldn't get away with it. But what do? Well, we make sure that they don't find money-making opportunities as best we can. Imagine if a man doing this simply can't make much money anymore. Now, I'm not saying that you have to go and police the man's private life. I'm not saying that we have to do this to each other. But when it comes out that someone is simping, they should not be able to make much money after that. And simping even means going so far as telling black men of any Western nationality to stay put and deal with it or alpha your way through the BFF. That is simping. This isn't personal, but it's business. AQ should not be able to make any more money. If he's making it through YouTube, this should be the end of it. Until he not only stops, but turns around. I know, this sounds very childish, doesn't it? No, this is something we're going to need. Because in order to fight back against so organized the gynocracy and sisterhood, we're going to have to organize as well. Oh, okay. So you going to be on that simp stuff? You can't make no money with us. Better find some other source that's willing to pay you. Make it such that these men can't collect from us anymore. They can't make money with us anymore. We don't spend with them and we don't help them find opportunities to make money. They should only be able to make their money from the sisterhood in whose interest they are acting. Take this into 2022 with you. I hope this helps. Not just for 2022, though. Not just because it's January 1 as I'm recording this and January 2 as you are hearing it, or later. Not just because of the date, but because this is when I had the idea. Take it into 2023, 24, 25. Take this into perpetuity until we are no longer expected to accept these one-sided, unfair deals and feel blessed to get them. Thanks for listening. Black Heart, Black Mind, Black Out. Assalamu alaikum and black heterosexual non-select male power just because they don't like it. And black patriarchy until extinction or judgment day.